In the Old Testament, the sinner goes to the high priest with his lamb. The reason the sinner goes to the high priest is because he is a sinner and his sin has to be atoned for. The high priest at this point is not examining the sinner, he examines the lamb. He doesn't examine the sinner because he is already a sinner. If he examines the sinner, he will kill the sinner immediately. So he examines the lamb and sees how clean it is. Then he says the sinner should put his hand on the animal. When the sinner does that, there is an impartation that takes place. All his sins goes into the animal, and all the innocence of the animal comes upon the sinner. Then he makes the sinner kill the animal. As the high priest burns the sacrifice, it becomes a sweet-smelling aroma before God. So the sinner's sacrifice becomes his acceptance, and he walks away with what he had never had before, which is righteousness. So for the next 1 year, he is covered because of the sacrifice. So he walks away with what he didn't have before. So he goes, before then, he is guilty. But because he has taken the innocence of the animal, so his sins are pardoned because his guilt goes to the animal. And because the animal is innocent, so its innocence goes to the sinner. So now Jesus became that lamb. He took our guilt and we took his innocence. And when God looked at us, he saw us innocent. And when he looked at Jesus, he saw Jesus guilty. So instead of God to examine us, he examined Jesus instead and gave us Jesus' innocence. Because if he had examined us, he would have killed us because we were guilty. We were not innocent. But today we are innocent because Jesus Christ took away our guilt.